Mute it. How do you miss that layup?
Yeah, tell me.
We would get scolded if we missed something that easy.
By scolded, he means spoiling.
It wasn't that easy. Whenever you're ready.
That he was right there. It was completely that easy. Hello, everybody. You know me. Okay, no, you don't, but you know who I am. I'm Issa J, and right next to me is
U.S. Smarky Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Champion of Picking Things, Liam Landry.
And on the other side,
DJ, I'm here. Gonna take the champion from Liam later, hopefully. You'll find out.
The champion from you?
Yep, gonna take the champion from you.
But I'm the champion. You're gonna take me from
I'm gonna take the champion out of you.
That's
and
still
into me.
physical.
I'm gonna take the champion out of you into me.
That made it much worse.
yeah,
He said he's gonna take the championship from you. Let's just keep it to that.
Yeah.
And this is a hard review to pick, in my opinion.
But we're not picking right now.
Yeah,
we're doing that
podcast.
This is just a podcast today,
yeah.
sir. Or at least not just a podcast today.
No, we got a long
podcast right now.
We got a 4-hour pay-per-view in a few hours.
If we're lucky, it's gonna be less than 4. Anyways.
No, it starts at 6, right?
Anyway, we'll get to the podcast later.
Okay.
Well, no, we won't. We'll
Yes,
do
we
that
will.
now. We'll get to the Elimination Chamber later. Anyways, how was your week?
Okay. That's it?
How was your week?
I'm just ready to get started on the podcast, that's all.
We are getting started. This is what we do.
This is the podcast.
At the begin, before we get into the categories, we catch up with each other.
Okay.
Okay.
So how
was your week?
It was a long week, a lot of work and stuff. How about yours?
No, that wasn't too bad, but it wasn't too good. It was
Just work? Okay.
I finished Game of Thrones season 7. It's amazing. Me and my girlfriend started Russian Doll. It's a weird show. Did not have a satisfactory ending, and
oh wow.
Black Mirror also. We're almost finished with Black Mirror, or at least we're almost caught up with Black Mirror. That show is weird, man. About to finish season 1 of Thailand's, season 1 of Kakeguri, and season 1 of the and season 3 of the 7 Deadly Sins, and start season 5 of BoJack Horseman soon. So much going on.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it all.
Neither do I. It's very inconsistent. Very inconsistent. And he was at Disney World. So anyways,
yes.
We'll jump right into the beginning. Mm-hmm. And
we are missing something for the pay-per-view, but that's alright.
What?
I said we are missing something for the pay-per-view.
We're missing something? What does that mean?
They're doing a kickoff show right now.
It's not even a kickoff show, it's some stupid preview thing.
No, it's a kickoff show.
We're just doing a preview.
Well, okay. I just read something that it's a kickoff show, so.
Okay, we never watched a kickoff show before.
Only on the Big 4 do we watch the kickoff show.
And only kind of sort of.
Yeah.
So we don't get 205 Live their proper deal, alright.
That's not even happening until like 4 or 5.
But we don't watch it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, you don't watch 205 Live anyways, so.
No.
We're going to try to watch the championship match, because it seems like it's going to be a pretty good one.
I hope so.
Yeah. And it should be during our podcast.
It'll be the best match of the night.
Yeah. Maybe. We'll see.
Oh,
what
yeah,
the Elimination
maybe.
Chambers have to offer. They're
Nothing.
usually pretty good.
Yeah, they won't change titles, though. That's why I say they're going to suck. But that's just my opinion.
Okay. Let's get to the first category, which is the news.
Outside the WWE.
Outside, yes. Let's not talk about WWE for a good minute.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start off because I have some news up. It was an Impact special event on Pursuit. They called it the Unchained, so it was a special show that had multiple championships and big events. So just to go over as they listed here, which I assume is the order, it's on their website. We had Taya Valkyrie versus Tessa Blanchard in a street fight, and it looked like a pretty brutal street fight.
Oh, nice.
You don't get to see a lot of in mainstream things. You don't get to see a lot of hardcore female fights, but some stuff I've seen looked pretty hard. But Taya Valkyrie ended up retaining her championship, defeating Tessa Blanchard. After that, we had a match between Willie Mack versus Ethan Page. And Willie Mack ended up picking up the victory here. Next match was a kind of a team match here. We had Team Impact with Sami Callihan, Falaba, Eli Drake, and Eddie Edwards versus Team AAA which is Vikingo, Aerostar, Puma King, and Psycho Clown. And it's an elimination match. I think I said it before. Elimination tag team match. And it ended up surprisingly with AAA coming on top. Instead of Team Impact. I know Team Impact has a lot of heels on there.
Yeah, I feel like Sam Callahan and Eddie Edwards wouldn't be able to get along very well.
Yeah.
They have that history, so it makes sense that they would end up losing, I guess.
Yeah, but Team AAA takes up the victory. I know Aerostar, Puma King, and Psycho Clown, not as much about Vikingo, but
I know Psycho Clown only in reputation.
yeah, because he's very popular in AAA. I know that for a fact. Seen Puma King in MLW, Aerostar in Lucha Underground, and even live at that Lucha Underground Impact event in New Orleans. Yeah, so and then last, but certainly not least, we had a Fatal 4-Way match for the World Championship.
Nice.
Johnny Impact champion versus Moose versus Brian Cage and versus Killer Cross. So kind of good mix there between two faces and two heels basically there. Moose and Killer Cross have worked together in the past, so that must have made some interesting dynamics. Johnny Impact ends up taking the victory there.
That's cool.
Looks like on Moose, I believe that it was. I've seen some of the final part. It looked like Brian Cage was attacking Cross while this was happening, so it was kind of a way to protect him, So it's kind of like he was getting distracted while the pin happened, so they're still protecting him. Probably to have a Johnny Impact versus Brian Cage match full on at their next show.
Yeah, and I actually you don't really get to see that a lot in a Fatal 4. It's usually the other two guys are laid out in the ring or on the floor, and the pin happens between just the two versus the pin happening while another guy is completely distracted, and when he realizes what's happening, it's too late.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good way to shake those type of things up.
Yeah, that's a good way to shake it up.
Yeah.
Like I said, a good way to protect Brian Cage. I guess next thing we should talk about is a brand new champion. A brand new champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling. We have the new IWGP champion, Jay White.
Switchblade Jay
White, leader of Bullet Club. I saw a funny picture from, it was on Twitter, I don't know who it was from, but it was based off a Simpsons head episode where Burns is saying anyone who's this can go, and the thing was anyone who's a leader of Bullet Club and also IWGP champion can leave early for today. And it's everyone's happy except for Finn Balor, who never got to be IWGP champion. The only leader of Bullet Club who's never had that honor.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. That's funny. But yeah, it's really cool about Jay White. He's come a long way from what I've been led to believe, and I really like his character. So him being champion gives him that opportunity to really let his character shine. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does with the championship. But it's also interesting how it was Kenny Omega straight to Tanahashi and then hot shot it on to Jay White just like that. So it leads to a bunch of storylines that can potentially come about here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know just from off the top of my head, but he could probably definitely be one of the shortest reigns of the championship they've had.
For Tanahashi's?
Well, for overall, for
Yeah.
IWGP champions, they don't hot shot it very quickly and like that. They've done that before with the Never Open Weight, I know.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the U.S. champions gone through quite a bit, like 5 different reigns now
Mm-hmm.
already. And of course,
And there's
Junior
their
Heavyweight-
first
Junior
two-time
Heavyweight
champion
has,
now.
Junior Heavyweight's had a lot more whole title reigns than the heavyweight champion. So, but the heavyweight champion normally doesn't move that quickly.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see what the storylines are going to end up becoming and how long Jay White is going to hold it.
Yeah.
Now, also talking about New Japan, apparently the Golden Lovers have broken up. Kota Ibushi was saying how he wants to stay in New Japan for 3 more years, even though he signed a 2-year deal, which is surprising for Kota Ibushi because he doesn't sign deals like that. He doesn't make those type of contracts, but he did, and it's for New Japan. That's really cool for New Japan, and heartbreaking for Golden Lovers fans.
Yeah.
What do you think about when you heard that news?
Yeah, I guess it's upsetting to a point, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you let people do what they want to do. I mean, he's supposed to have a good career in New Japan, so
Former Never Openweight champion too.
yeah. People kind of thought that the dropping there might have been similar to Kenny Omega's,
Mm-hmm.
but it ended up not being. I don't know if that. I think we talked about it before, but I felt like there was always going to be a thing where they're going to get a double Osprey.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured that's why because they couldn't have it on. Couldn't have Goto to Osprey. They had to go Goto to Kota Ibushi to Osprey. So.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see just how they use Kota Ibushi, and I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot of stuff going down.
Yeah, I feel like with Jay White, champion right now, I feel next it's either there's gonna be a thing with Tanahashi, but I think it's also gonna have Okada in there as well. I think he's probably gonna hold on to that after that and still kind of retain, and then I think it's gonna be a feud with Kota Ibushi. That's what I would kind of go with it.
That'd be a very interesting feud right there. I'd be so into it.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts on all the news outside of WWE?
No.
Oh, and I'll also say I guess Kota Ibushi will probably go to Taguchi Japan now for partnership, because I mean you can't really go with Bullet Club because
Not anymore. He's been,
I mean he's always been known as the Ultimate White Hat, I believe.
Is that what they call their faces over there?
Isn't the announcer Kevin Kelly?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's called him that in one of the matches he was in. But no, White Hat is a term to old westerns. The bad guys wear the black cowboy hats. The good guys wear the white cowboy hats. So he called him he's kind of the ultimate good guys. And with the Bullet Club turning more and more, back to what they were originally, it would be further away from what he was. They even kind of set that up with him in matches with Chase Owens and Tokyo Pimp, where they were trying to get him to do dirty cheating things, and he was kind of off put by it. He didn't want to do it, and that was a while ago. So I feel like he's probably would, if he joins with anyone, would be Taguchi Japan, and it'd be difficult not to join with someone.
Taguchi Japan, because he doesn't have the Lij feel. He doesn't have the Suzuki Goon feel, and he, like you said, he definitely doesn't have the Bullet Club feel. The only other would be Chaos.
Yeah.
With their new branding, but I think you're right. He's more Taguchi Japan.
Yeah, I think Taguchi Japan also helps set him up with. He can get into tag matches with Tanahashi versus Jay White and another opponent to help set up their feud after the feud with Tanahashi is over with.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, it's looking like something pretty great.
So, I mean, I guess the only other news is outside the WWE was AEW Double or Nothing. They sold out in 4 minutes. So congratulations to those guys there.
The first year, last year's for All In, it was like 3 minutes or something?
30 seconds.
Yeah, it was something really quick.
30 seconds. 30 seconds, or 2 minutes.
A minute or two, and then...
Not that long.
Yeah, and then
way
now
shorter than this.
It's 4 minutes. Has more... they went double or nothing, and they got the 20,000 seats.
I don't know if it's...
That's amazing.
I know it was more than last time, but I don't know the exact amount. I think it would have been perfect if they did do 20,000 to be Double or Nothing, but I don't know the exact number.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up, but it's really, really cool that
One
they're already sold out.
And it probably would have even gone faster too. Like a lot of people on Twitter were saying that they were in the waiting area. They couldn't in the website. So if the website could actually handle even more people, they probably would have gone faster.
Yeah, it'd probably been like a 30-second thing again.
Yeah.
So, but that's amazing. The hype for All Elite Wrestling is so high right now, and the eventual cool down will happen.
Just look at the hype. Just look at the hype for everything outside of WWE. To me, you have better talent outside the WWE than inside the WWE. Or let me put it this way: outside the WWE, they know how to use the talent better than WWE does. That's why everything sells out so much quicker.
I mean, Impact is still having a problem with their numbers.
A little,
unfortunately. But
other than that, everything else is doing fine, in my opinion.
But yeah, that's what I was saying though. The cool down will happen, but how is that going to affect AEW? How are they going to persevere to stay on top right now?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw Dave Meltzer's tweet about it, but someone was bringing up about ROH being the second biggest company in America, and he actually went back and said no, they're fourth. Number one is WWE, number two is AEW, number three New Japan, and number four is ROH.
I agree.
Just based off of hype and exposure alone.
That's crazy.
And number one,
that's what's saying in America, of course.
Yeah.
New Japan has.
And I guarantee you, AEW will get over WWE sooner than people think.
It'll be interesting if they do, but
I think
they have a huge hill to climb because they still need to get that TV deal. They
working on one, right?
I think with that, I think they're still doing offers. They're taking offers, which is a good point to be at
for the TV deal,
because they're not fighting for it. They're not trying to convince people to give them deals. They're just trying to fight for the best deal possible for them, which is a good position to be in, especially because it's been said multiple times from multiple sources that it's going to be a big legacy channel, like an actual big name channel, not a pursuit or pop or whatever ROH is on.
So they want like USA or something.
An equivalent. I think that
Okay, there's one. Where's the other one? Work, darn you.
Sorry about this, guys.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
Technical difficulties.
Both mics are on?
Yeah, now they are.
Okay.
Alright, but yeah, I was saying we don't have any more news outside of the WWE right now.
Just the Double or Nothing sellouts, the Impact, and New Japan. Yeah, so we can go right into our next segment, news inside the WWE.
Alright.
So which one should we start off with? Should we start off with one of the newest things?
I feel like we should just start off with
The Dean Ambrose thing?
No, not Dean. I think we should start off right now with just to get it out of the way and give mad respects to Pedro Morales. He sadly passed away this past week, and he was a WWF champion, beating
The first ever.
no
First ever something.
that was Bruno
Oh, okay. Sorry.
San Martino. He was the first Puerto Rican champion.
There we
He was
go.
also the first Triple Crown champion.
There we go.
Triple Crown
Okay,
champion,
that's what
and he beat. I said it at the
Yeah, it was
restaurant.
it Ivan?
Yes, Ivan Koloff, and when he lost it, it was a Sean Stasiak, but he held it for a good length of time, and it's sad to hear about his passing. And with respects, we're going to do a 5-second moment of silence. So,
Yeah.
all the best wishes to his family, and we know a loss in the family is a hard time, so take all the time you need to come back stronger. Alrighty, some other news that isn't as much of a downer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but which one do you want to go with?
Which one isn't the downer?
There's a bunch of downers. I mean,
Uh,
what, Dean Ambrose going off script?
yeah, let's go with Dean Ambrose going off script. I guess that's not really too down.
Yeah.
Because the script wasn't even really good, so.
Apparently he was supposed to talk a long time and reference the Shield and talk to Seth a lot more.
To
And
me,
all he
that's
says-
disrespect.
All he says is "slay the beast" and through
Slay the Beast, person I hate. Or
And
person
he
I
just-
hated
he
just 30 weeks ago.
he throws the mic down and that's it.
To me, that's disrespectful to Roman Reigns.
How?
Because they all work together in WWE, and I don't know what exactly he was supposed to say about the Shield, but you would have to have thought that it was going to include Roman Reigns' name. And
I feel like he did that because he's just fed up with WWE.
then just leave, quit, leave.
Oh, he can't. He's in a contract. He can't leave until after WrestleMania. So
Then don't put him. I mean, this is why I don't watch WWE. It's pathetic. It's like everybody knows the Anthony Davis situation in basketball. He shouldn't play. He's on a contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean he has to play another quarter, another minute of basketball. Same thing with Dean Ambrose. I don't want to see Dean Ambrose on TV if he's going to do that. If he's not going to do his job properly, he already said he doesn't want to be with WWE anymore. Yeah, he's on a contract, but that doesn't mean he has to be on TV. I kind of just wish, it's putting your product in. Why would you want that person on TV that says a lot of people are only there for the money and people are only there and he doesn't want to be there anymore?
Yeah, that's in relation to the podcast he was on with Zack Ryder, saying that no one's there for the creativity anymore. And
I don't agree with that.
I don't know, I kind of agree with that.
I also kind of agree with it. Look,
Wait, really?
look at what they're doing.
I
Okay,
think-
they
I think-
had a
I think-
perfect story.
Well, it depends.
I think one of the best examples of that is the point in time when Zack Ryder was on Twitter talking about how he wasn't on an episode of Raw in over a year. and someone's like, man, you should just leave to get a better opportunity, and he answers back, but with all this money I'm making.
Yeah, but that's not his fault that he's not. But wait. He's under contract, right?
Yeah, but the thing we're talking about is people not caring about the creativity of it. He doesn't care about creative. He wants the money.
I understand that, but it's like it's not Zack Ryder's fault that he hasn't been on TV.
I mean, we're not saying it's his fault that he wants the money. We're just saying that he wants the money.
No, it is kind of his fault because he can leave.
I mean, if he wants the money, he can keep the money and do that. It's just the point of what Dean Ambrose was saying is that people would rather just get paid to not be high quality wrestlers and high quality storylines, and he doesn't want to do that. He wants to be in quality storylines, even if he does have to take a pay cut. Mm-hmm. And that's just two different perspectives. It doesn't mean that one person's is wrong for doing that. It's their what they want to do. But I think it's definitely.
I don't know if I necessarily believe him in that he'd take a pay cut to win the WWE title.
I mean, if they're like, okay, we'll give you everything you want, but
you have to take less than what you're making now.
Dean Ambrose seems like the kind of guy.
Would you be the president of the United States of America and take less money than you're making at Domino's?
I don't work at Domino's.
Or at Pizza Hut?
I mean, do you think he wants to be the president of the United States?
No, but what I'm saying is, would you be the manager of, okay, let me put it this way, would you be the manager of Pizza Hut for less money than you're making now?
I want to be the manager.
But let me
the better comparison would be, would you want to be
the manager of a company for less money than you're making now?
When you want to be like an actor in famous movies, but make the same amount of money as you make in Pizza Hut.
I mean, if I was doing what I love,
you get to pick the movies.
If I get to pick the movies I want to be in, the TV shows I want to be in, and do the acting I want to do, and the directing
for less than minimum wage of acting,
dude, I don't care. I will be so happy and content, and be able to do more. I'd be able to work more, which means I would end up making more. I'd be able to be featured more.
No,
I'd be able to put my product.
That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be working more.
To be fair, though, we're comparing, say, work at WWE for maybe like $1 million a year versus working at other companies and making maybe $100,000, $200,000 a year.
Well, that is true. I do hate how WWE isn't using their talent right. It's a disgrace to the talent, for one, in my opinion. And it's just people just sit there and do nothing and make money. To me, that's wrong. But that's WWE for you, and it's always going to be like that. And that's why I think AEW will get over WWE sooner rather than later.
But yeah, back to Dean though.
And I'll also say this: I think it was a good call on his decision, because I felt if he did go into some long rambling speech, that it would not have as much impact as him going out there and just simply saying.
What kind of change are you gonna? Yeah, what kind of change do you think we'll see from this? Because you said it's gonna have some kind of impact.
No, that's on what was that channel?
What?
What's Impact Channel's on again?
No.
Pursuit?
Yeah, that's on Pursuit.
No, but he's talking.
I'm just messing with you because you said Impact.
Yeah, when it comes to Impact of it, I don't know if they tried to move him over. It looks like they've been really just trying to embarrass him by putting him in a feud with Nia Jax, which they have done before.
Mm-hmm. But it's really funny because he won his match against EC3 this past Monday.
Right.
Which just makes no sense.
No, it does. To me, it kind of does. I don't know. It does and it doesn't. I don't know what they're doing.
Not much, but.
And if anyone is wondering, he can't just sit home like Neville or CM Punk did, because he does have to do enough shows since he was out for so long with injury.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do so many shows like
a year.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Like when it came to CM Punk and Neville, they could say we're gonna stay home because they've already done their shows and house shows and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so
wow.
they're like, we're done. We're not in breach of contract. We can just go sit home till our contract runs out. But if he would to say I'm not gonna go into work, he would be in breach of contract,
Okay.
which is why he still has to show up.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, like you were saying though, storyline wise, and even though he was a heel and he was feuding with losing to Seth and then also losing the title kind of because he's like the lunatic fringe in WWE's kayfabe.
It makes sense.
He would be the kind of guy, or like the Dean Ambrose that we've come to watch, would be the kind of guy who'd be like, yeah, slay the beast, go get it, cause yeah, I was wrong, just out of nowhere. He'd be that kind of guy. So, but like you were saying, just saying slay the beast,
Carries so much more weight than making something long and drawn out.
Mm-hmm. And
but that's what WWE wanted him to do, was that long drawn out thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's not what they wanted to do. I'm just saying that if you ask me,
his audible was the right call.
Yeah.
Let's say let's put it in this perspective for you.
More people want to leave WWE. That's how you get fired, in my opinion.
But let's put it in.
I'd fire him on the spot if I was Vince McMahon.
Well, let's put it in this perspective.
Okay.
Your coach tells you to do a running play.
Yeah.
But you see the defense is set up to where your running back, your wide receiver can go and you can get that easy touchdown.
If it works.
Would you not call an audible?
If it works, yes. If it doesn't,
you don't know if it's going to work or not. You don't know if it's going to, but that opportunity is there. Would you not call an audible to change it on the fly? And if it works, boom, just like Dean Ambrose's audible.
We don't know.
Worked.
I disagree with you. I don't think Dean Ambrose's audible worked.
It got people talking. It got people hyped.
Then why
for
did he win his
Seth
match?
Versus Brock Lesnar.
Maybe that's why he won his match. Maybe they changed that because he went off script.
I don't know about the whole him winning his match or not.
Right, because I don't know
the inner workings.
I don't think he should have
saying.
won that match. To be honest, I think they should do anything possible to shame Dean Ambrose to the fullest. In my opinion.
I mean, I wouldn't, because that would just make his stock outside of the WWE. It's not the stupid thing does this all the time.
It's alright. At least one mic's working. Don't worry about it.
But
it's fine.
No, but yeah, that's what I was saying. That he got people more hyped for Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins just by doing that audible.
Okay.
And
I still think
many
it's
more
gonna
scenarios now people talking about that could potentially happen.
That aren't going to happen because it's WWE.
Well, if it doesn't, that's fine. But at least people now are invested in a match where people were just like, nah. Now people are invested.
Okay.
That's what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Okay. That's your opinion. That's fine.
Any more news, sir?
Oh, we could talk about the news that just really broke yesterday,
What?
sadly. It was on Instagram. Corey Graves' wife has accused him
It's so
of having an affair with Carmella,
great.
and has apparently also posted text messages from Corey Graves to more confirm that fact.
Right.
So
That's really upsetting.
yeah,
There's nothing.
I know what y'all thinking. It's like, not Mandy Rose? And it's like, yeah. And it's like, apparently he just doesn't keep kayfabe.
Yeah, well, Mandy Rose is currently trying to break up another marriage, so him breaking up his own marriage with Mandy Rose doesn't really make sense in kayfabe either.
Yeah, but I mean, he just always has a thing for Mandy Rose.
Yeah, I know.
NXT, so,
A lot of people are saying that he's going Jerry Lawler creepy a lot of times.
Yeah.
Which is upsetting. Not looking forward to him. So that makes me definitely believe, because this whole another big piece of news, which will tie into what I'm about to say. Naomi and Jimmy Uso got arrested not too long ago for drunken disorderly and
squaring up on a cup.
Yes, by taking off his jacket and shirt.
Yeah.
Do you want to get tased? Because that's how you get tased. Anyways,
looks like they're gonna be leaving the company soon.
Not necessarily.
Wow.
They already posted bail, and WWE already made a comment about it.
No, that's wonderful.
Both the Usos and Naomi, they each have their own separate match at the pay-per-view this
and they're not going to win.
And that makes me feel like if Carmella and Naomi out of nowhere had the potential to win, they both are definitely, I feel like they're going to be the first ones out. And
what about the Usos?
The most embarrassing way. Oh, Usos weren't winning anyway.
You don't know that?
But now I think Jimmy's going to be eating the pin.
But look, the Usos had the best chance on anybody to beat that team. I wouldn't have been surprised.
But that's not the story that's going right now.
You don't know, but that could. I mean, you got another pay-per-view. They could win him back at Fastlane. They got. You just don't know with WWE. WWE could flip on a dime.
Yeah, but I'm really looking forward though to the eventual Twitter meltdown before he leaves. Well, actually,
yeah.
I need to unmute him because I have him muted on Twitter because of his stupid opinions.
It's just aggravating.
So I'm just waiting for another time he gets drunk and goes on it.
It's like, apparently he does that a lot.
Oh yeah, that's why I have him muted.
I kind of wish we wouldn't find this stuff out, in my opinion.
And it's like, and it's been looking for a while that he's not that great of a person.
I feel like he needs to watch Joe Hendry and see that after you have like a really big show, take some time off to do some tasks. Don't go out and drink and get drunk, but cool down in a more natural way. But yeah, if he's not a good person, he's obviously not going to do that.
Yeah, it's a terrible shame for his wife and his 3 kids.
Mm-hmm. Especially the one that was a.
But we don't know. Do we know if this is true?
I mean,
it's looking very true.
Yeah.
And she posted pictures of his tweets to Carmella, so.
That was text, yeah.
Yeah, his text. That's right.
Yeah, so it kind of exposes it.
You see, I just don't like how celebrities and superstars and people get their personal lives mixed up with their jobs. It's.
I think the first one was Seth Rollins cheated on his girlfriend. I mean, obviously not the first one, but the first one in recent times.
I don't even remember that.
And Enzo Amore.
Well, we knew that.
They were at.
It's been other times. Like they had the time where.
Liv, come on, you can do better.
Yeah, she can do a lot better. Of course, they didn't have social media back then, but he had a big one with Triple H, China, and Stephanie McMahon. Mm-hmm. Triple H cheating on China with Stephanie McMahon, which led to a lot of their divide, and probably why they will never have China in the
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
A lot of people, because of the whole Nia Jax doing intergender stuff, are thinking they're about to put China in.
No.
But it
no.
If it does, it'll be the most surprising entrant ever.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's such a shame. And then you also have the Uso one.
Mm-hmm.
Where they had Naomi and Jey Uso leaving a bar in Detroit, I believe it was.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Then they drove down the wrong way on the one-way street. Got pulled over by a cop. And what is Jay, right?
Jimmy.
Jimmy Uso got upset that apparently.
No, it's working. For some reason, this one is.
Well, don't worry about it. You're messing up both
Hey, yay, they're up.
It's alright. Just keep talking.
No, we're good.
Keep talking.
Apparently, Jimmy Uso
Mm-hmm.
got upset by it taking too long, so he took off his shirt and started to square up on the cop. And, of course, got arrested for it. I mean, oddly enough for his situation, that it went pretty well. Realistically, I mean, he was arrested for just disorderly conduct and for what's the terminology for it? Interfering, in the actual case.
For some reason, the camera isn't doing anything. It's the camera. Dude, calm down. What the heck, man? OBS has been buggy as of late.
Let me know when you're done. Take a break for a second.
Yeah, what were we saying, dude?
Anyways, yeah, I was saying
Well, it's
this,
not working.
The audio is still on.
it went realistically well for him for it to not end in any type of tasering or anything like that, and well, the charges not to be, considered attempted assault on a police officer or anything like that. But yeah, it's hell of a situations going on there. You have any other news inside WWE we should cover?
Yeah, how to fix the camera.
Nothing.
You need me to go get my camera?
Okay. There we go.
I mean, we're gonna do this for 4 hours and then go right into the pay-per-view. It's almost 2:30 already. I can't do this on Sundays. I might have to go to Steven's house after.
Dude, it's not.
I'm not saying it's your fault. It's just that
I didn't plan for us to have.
well, we started half an hour late. It's 2:30 already, almost 2:20,
Dude,
and the pay-per-view starts in
that's
4.5
6.
hours.
We're still
Or
good,
5.
bro.
Okay, whatever.
Anyways,
We still got 5, 6 more segments.
there's only 5 segments, and each one goes by really quick. The news is the one that's the longest.
Okay, so we'll be done by 3, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
probably.
I'll believe that when I see it.
But what was some other news you were talking about again, Liam?
I think we covered all the news.
Okay.
Finally.
This is an open discussion, man. We're talking about wrestling because we're fans. That's what the whole podcast is about. Where we talk and discuss about news and everything else, man.
Okay.
It's been like that since we
Well,
started.
if we're fans of WWE, we would have gotten up early enough to do the podcast and do the YouTube thing that they're doing right now.
We don't watch their YouTube stuff. We don't give a. Oh my goodness. It's just people talking about stuff.
You don't know that?
Well, go on YouTube and look at their thing and tell me what it is.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably that.
And if I'm wrong, I'll eat my words.
They might have a match we don't know about. And it's not even on yet.
Yeah.
So what does it say?
Yeah, they're probably waiting. That's probably just there, and they're just waiting until 4 to happen or 5 to happen anyway.
Well, that's WWE for you, so.
So let's get into the happier segment, which is the best segment of the week.
I have nothing. Because I don't watch wrestling anymore. Seriously.
So his favorite segment he's watched the last time was the Women's Royal Rumble. Tell us about the Women's Royal Rumble.
No, you can find out on the video that we did. Was it worth it?
Okay.
Seriously. That's how you get them to watch. Was it worth it?
Your favorite segment of the week.
You know, I thought it was a pretty good match. Not a super great match, but between an Adam Cole Ricochet 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one thing that really dragged it down on this past week of NXT was that it had poor selling, in my opinion, of the league.
Mm-hmm.
They had a spot pretty early on with Ricochet apparently injuring the leg, the kayfabe injury, having it worked on by Adam Cole, but kind of went back and forth with how the injury played out and everything.
Yeah.
It didn't seem to be consistent, But beyond that weakness, it was a pretty fun match overall and was really good.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a fun match. I actually got to watch a little bit of Raw when my dad was watching it this week, and none of the matches were great, unfortunately, on Raw. But I will have to say that EC3
Wait.
and Dean did show a lot of potential. Yeah, it sucked that Dean just randomly out of nowhere rolls him up for the 1, 2, 3 way too quickly, but they have pretty good chemistry together, and I'd like to see like a proper feud between them and a story, but we know how everything's going with them, and it's weird that we still haven't heard EC3 talk on the mic. He talks in his matches, and he's great at when he's doing stuff with Dean. He was smack talking him, which was cool, but it was bloody weird. It was because it was going good back and forth, and out of nowhere, roll up 1, 2, 3, and I'm just what? Okay. It was frustrating, but they showed a lot of good stuff. MVP though, Kofi Kingston, the third guy to go over an hour, because Daniel Bryan, I believe, did that too, and then of course the first one was Seth Rollins. When it comes to now, they're pushing these gauntlet match styles, so that's really cool.
You didn't
I have to check. I want to watch it really, really badly.
Did you watch the
I heard Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan, because they were the first two, was great match. That's what. So good.
Did you watch the tag match?
Which one?
For the tag titles?
No, I missed that one.
Oh,
that's amazing stuff from that one.
I did see something Monday night. I did get to catch most of that match. I saw it was a long match, and it was pretty good, very good match.
I heard they RKO out of nowhere style version of the Shatter Machine.
Yep. That was awesome. You have to go watch that match. It was better than any match I've seen on Raw in a long time. And Raw's been crappy lately, as you have said. From your point of view.
Yeah.
So, but that was a really, to me, to let a championship match go on that long through like 3, was it 2? From what I saw, 2 commercial breaks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I mean, I don't know. Is WWE changing and making their matches better on Raw and SmackDown? Sorta. They just have to work on the pay-per-view side, but that's the same for our other segment.
Yeah, we'll see what happens tonight at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Because we'll be going live and watching it too.
Yes.
Yeah, those are our matches. So you did get to see a match.
Yes,
Tag
I forgot about
team, Ricochet,
Adam Cole.
Adam Cole 2, and not much, but what I saw of EC3, the promise of EC3 and Dean Ambrose. But yeah, see, that wasn't as long as all the others.
No, you're right.
You need to be more Lij. You need to be more tranquilo.
Next segment.
Yes, and that's book it yourselves,
Yes.
where we
Yay.
take what we want and we book what we want. And last week, you missed it. We booked Elimination Chambers with Disney characters. It was
No, I didn't miss
a
it.
lot of fun.
I saw what y'all did. I listened to it on the way home.
It was a lot of fun.
I listened to it. It was pretty. Yeah, I saw y'all had a lot of fun.
So this week we are, man. Let's not do something Elimination Chamber because that's gonna be tonight. We did
maybe we
2
can't.
Elimination Chamber stuff already.
We can't top. Oh my God! It's the hunter that killed Bambi Mom. Run it. I mean, that's pretty difficult to top.
Yeah, you set the bar a bit way too high there.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey getting kicked out of WWE?
So let's see.
No, I got
Let's
one.
see.
A
Yeah,
Ronda
right.
Rousey match where no one gets hurt.
But we can't. That's not something we can book because it's Ronda Rousey's inexperience of being safe in the ring, which is causing everyone to get injured.
Unfortunately, yeah. Okay.
What's a good... Okay. Because she has been forgotten, unfortunately, let's book Asuka's next feud.
Charlotte.
But, okay, well, explain yourself.
Well, I don't know if it'll be Charlotte. It will be somebody. Because there's rumors.
Whatever you want.
Right. There's rumors going around that both Raw and SmackDown women's factions are going to combine. And they're going to go on both shows. I think the reason behind this, I'm not 100% sure. But my reason behind it would be there's not enough women in the WWE. So they're trying to make the feuds better, make the women's divisions better on both shows. I'm hoping that's what it is. I'm not really sure.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see, because I think Charlotte's going to win at WrestleMania. Or Becky Lynch, whoever wins that match at WrestleMania, I would like to see fight Asuka. Because I want to see more champion versus champions. Like from both shows. Feud more. I know you don't see much with Brock Lesnar because he doesn't like, but I would like to see more champions versus champions, whether it's the men or the women. And since we're doing women here, I wouldn't mind seeing Becky Lynch because that was a pretty good match when they had the 3-way match with Charlotte, Becky, and Asuka.
Yeah, the triple threat.
To me, that was one of the better women's matches in a long time. So, that's just my thing. Champion versus champions more often.
So who would you book to be Asuka's next opponent?
To not have something that's already done. And I won't say Sonya Deville because that's what you're gonna say. So I will instead say.
How do you know? I could bring up someone from NXT.
Okay, then I can do Sonya Deville.
If you want.
Okay, I'll do someone different though. I think, I'll go with Carmella. Give her an actual chance to show off what she has into a face-to-face dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
To make people have more respect for her in a wrestling capacity.
Mm-hmm. Just let her go.
Yeah. Just have, we can do a tournament thing. I think we talked about that, a tournament style thing before. But we just have a regular style tournament to have her just kind of build up the way and allow people to see her win matches, build her up naturally, and have go. You don't really do too much of a story behind it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just the fact that it's a tournament is a story in and of itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would of course, because you know me so well, Sonya Deville, because she's a total package. She is the total package that just isn't being used right now, and it's upsetting because let's look at the 5 qualities that she already has. In-ring ability. She is so good in the ring. She is so crisp. She can move like none of the other women in that ring. I think she's probably the top talent on SmackDown right now that isn't being utilized next to Asuka, Becky, and Charlotte.
Asuka's champion though, right?
Yes, I'm saying Sonya's not being utilized, and she's
okay.
she's at the level of those three, if not can surpass.
Okay.
2, her mic skills are phenomenal. She knows the timing. She knows how to deliver dialogue, and she's really good with her facial expressions and her posture. She's bloody fantastic. The others is presence. She can come off as a total I'm gonna kick you in the face, or a total hey, I'm cool headed, I'm listening to what you're saying, but you're wrong. And having those different layers within a character is fantastic. And the last 2 is she's in a decent tag team with Mandy, which gives a fun dynamic. And she has a really cool look. I mean, she has awesome hair. She wears a cool makeup. She's really cool. So why not give her like the massive push that she totally has earned? Because she has put in the work. And they made her job out to Ronda for no reason. So give her that push. Give her that momentum, because she's fantastic. And I would have them go on a 1 hour Iron Woman match at WrestleMania. Sonya Deville winning 2-1.
Cool. Next segment.
It's what we want. It's what we want to see out of WWE. We've said quite a few, so we'll let you start it this week. This is usually where we rant, but we want to be more positive in 2019. So up until WrestleMania, we are saying what we want to see improved in a positive spin for WWE. All right, DJ, go.
All right, last week, or 2 weeks ago, or was it 2 weeks ago, the pay-per-view? Yeah, just about. 3, okay. You had Finn Balor and Brock Lesnar, the best match of Brock Lesnar's career, in my opinion. At least in the last 2 or 3 years he's been in WWE. You know, I just hope they get more. I don't see it happening. WWE would have to surprise me. But I just hope that WWE can find some way to make a card look great. I mean, okay, wait, they already do that. The card looks great for tonight. But it's like nothing, to me, nothing exciting. I can't say nothing exciting is going to happen, but nothing shocking is going to happen at Elimination Chamber. I don't see any titles changing hands. I don't see any storylines really changing. Maybe there could be a feud within a match. That would be nice to see. Maybe that's a change. I would like to see more of that in these multi-people matches. But I just wish WWE would change in some positive way. And until they do it, I don't see it happening. They're doing better on Raw and SmackDown, but they're not doing as well in the pay-per-view still.
Yeah.
I mean, even tonight, Steven said they got something going on with MLW. Liam, sorry. Said they got something going on with MLW. They got, at 8 o'clock Central Time, they got UFC going on ESPN. So WWE's fighting with all of that now. And plus you got college basketball and all of that to compete with. WWE sees their rankings going down, but they don't seem to care. And I just want to see more. You're doing it with Raw and SmackDown. Just move your positive stuff from there to the pay-per-views. Please. It would make for better watching. I loved watching the Brock Lesnar match for once. Usually Brock Lesnar matches are what, 2 minutes at the most. This one went a little longer, and it was actually not boring. It was almost best match of the night, in my opinion. If it wasn't for a couple other matches, but I just hope y'all can make your pay-per-views better.
What's one of yours that you want to see positively changed?
Take it in a different direction. I want to see them have paid health care.
What?
Yes. Well, I mean, they already do kind of a BS thing where they don't consider them employees. They consider them contracted, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But they're considered contracted, meaning they don't have to give them health care and healthcare benefits. And I think it's just kind of a dumb thing. And they should be a rich enough company that they should be able to provide basic healthcare coverage for their wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
And since AEW said they're going to do it, I say, why not?
Yeah, that's
Makes
that'd
sense.
be a positive change.
Yes.
I don't know if I said this already or not, but I'm gonna say it this week. Man, we should have written what we said down. That would have been smart, so that way we didn't overlap. Anyways, I would like to see a lighter schedule for all.
You said that before.
I don't remember though.
Something to that extent, I think you've said before.
Well, if it's the same, I will change it next week.
That's
A lighter schedule for the
Yeah,
for all involved.
Mhm.
Specifically,
I do.
less house show circuits and let people have a couple weeks off here and there to and make it make sense within the story, and let stories be warranted to allow people to have time off, so that way you don't have as much injuries and you can let the wrestlers have fantastic matches each and every time. Obviously, the champions or the people holding championship gold is going to be tough. It's going to be harder that way.
Not really.
But once they lose it, why not give them a month off to reset themselves? So that's what I want to see: a lighter schedule
And you can use more
and
people
more
too.
consistent storytelling
Yeah,
to
I agree.
warrant a lighter schedule.
that would be nice. Would be is the key word.
Mm-hmm. That's what. Is it because of this thing? Okay, one's on. Yay!
Just take the other one off.
But yeah, anyways, yeah, we went through 5, so now it's what do you think? Where we each ask our fellow compadres a question of what they think is going down. And DJ, we'll let you start.
Alright.
Ask us a question.
Alright. I know Raw and SmackDown have been getting better the last few weeks. What do y'all think of the pay-per-views? Better or worse?
So far, I would actually say this year. Well,
There's only
If
been
you're
one,
only
but I'm like the
one
last
this
3 or 4.
I think there's more of an uptick. I mean, I think Royal Rumble was a long but overall good show. More good than bad in there. Yeah, the last few, I think there's been some uptick. They've still been long shows and haven't been overall super great shows. They still need to trim some fat on it. But,
You just get kind of tired of it because it's so long, right?
yeah, and not everything needs to be on the pay-per-views that they put on there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but overall, it's seeming like stronger. If the rest of 2019 goes to, if Royal Rumble is like a baseline for 2019, then we can probably say that it should be a good year for pay-per-views.
Yeah,
so
I agree. I agree
let's
that.
hope they at least keep that level.
Yeah,
or
just
higher.
not as long though, right?
Not as long,
Yeah.
yeah. But I don't know.
I
if there's
agree.
anything we can do
7
about
hours of pay per view.
that.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you have the Royal Rumble. You don't need to have a 7-hour pay-per-view when you have most of your competitors in a Rumble match. But what do I know?
When you have to form new tag teams from the leftover parts of other tag teams, I think you're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Very, very true.
Yeah, you're right there, man.
I think they are, like Liam said, they are on a rise, but I'm still skeptical because it is WrestleMania season now. They're going to be trying to do a lot more to keep everyone invested for WrestleMania.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So after WrestleMania, we'll be able to really
You think you'll see?
really
Yeah, okay.
get to focus and hone in on
When
what
you go
they're
through
doing.
that backlash lull.
That's no.
Don't remind us.
That would be a good sign to see where backlash comes, because that was the worst one from last year.
Yes.
Oh, without a doubt.
So
Wait, and don't forget
It
to go to
opens up
Saudi
with a
Arabia
great.
too.
It opens up with a great match between Seth Rollins and The Miz, where Seth Rollins actually sells his leg properly for once, and then match after match after match, it just starts getting worse. And then
yeah, there was like multiple below 2-star matches on that.
Yeah.
card From Dave Meltzer.
and then
At least there was nothing on the negatives, but still.
You mean
That was the one where the botches were
Samoa
bad.
Joe versus the Big Dog wasn't in a negative? Because that was hard to watch.
No, it was hard, but no. The lowest one on there was probably, I think it was the Carmella match.
Oh, where she
Carmella
just screamed
Charlotte,
like a
yeah.
banshee with Charlotte?
Oh, that one. Oh, gee.
Back when it didn't allow her to really go that well. But yeah, as long as it can be higher, as long as this backlash can actually be higher than last year's,
It
and
can't-
even be okay to good,
It
then
shouldn't
that
be
should
any
be a good
worse.
sign overall.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. We have hopes. We don't want to watch bad stuff, so we always
Yeah.
hope for it to be good.
Watching bad stuff is depressing. And we don't want to be depressed.
Right.
My question to y'all is going to be, who do you want to see be a champion in the WWE this year?
I think Finn Balor. I don't care what title it is, just because he deserves a championship. I mean, why would you give it to him and then he relinquish it because of injury, and then he may never be champion again for his whole career? You know, is it that he doesn't want to be champion? I don't know what they're trying to play at here, but it's like he should be champion. I mean, I'm glad the Revival got it. You know, they got their chance, but it's, I don't know. I just hope. Yeah, I guess if I had to pick one, Finn Balor would be mine.
Yeah, I can look at for being champion. But I fear they may go all of NXT without getting the championship, like some other teams before them. But the Street Profits.
Yeah.
Especially because it's like, I was watching the NXT and they had this week, they're setting up for like a fatal 4-way for the tag teams, and they're going to be in it. But it made me think back to like early 2018 when I was still doing a review show of NXT, and I said, you know what, I think 2018 is going to be Street Profits year. I think by the end of it, they're gonna be in the title picture, if not already champions, and that definitely did not work out. So I kind of want it to be this year. They're very popular with all the crowd. Easy to get over. They put on good matches, so I feel like they should go in the championship, especially if Undisputed Era is going to be moving up.
Mm-hmm.
Then why not? Street Profits.
Yeah, that was some good answers. Your question?
Oh, okay, my question. Okay. How about this going off what I was saying? Did y'all ever have a situation where y'all predicted someone was going to have a good year and it kind of backfired and worked out? I already went over my Street Profits one. I thought they were going to have a good 2018, but they had a good 2018 in Evolve, I should say, but not on NXT.
Yes. So I believe I did. I predicted that the Riot Squad moving to Raw was going to be good for them, and they're actually going to be able to do a lot more and have a stronger showing. I was wrong. Also, Absolution. I honestly thought by the tail end after SummerSlam, we were finally going to see Paige's true intentions with Absolution, and they start getting more and more opportunities, and Sonya Deville becoming champion. I was wrong completely. And I also predicted that Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler would hold all the belts on Raw.
Once again, wrong.
Completely wrong.
Well, we knew that was. I knew that was a stupid idea from the beginning.
That was a great idea.
No.
And WWE should have taken advantage of it. That'd be all. Drew McIntyre was the main champion.
Yeah.
The lower champion being Dolph Ziggler, and they both being tag champions. That's great.
Well, how about you, DJ? Did you have any predictions that really didn't end up coming out as you thought?
Charlotte getting too much. I kind of flip it around. It's like people being underutilized more than people being overutilized. Like Charlotte. Charlotte being used too much. There's almost everybody on the roster besides the people you see every week. I can name on two hands almost everybody that's been on Raw and SmackDown in the last few weeks. There's not been many new people that have been on Raw and SmackDown. And it's just, I just want to see new talent. And it's basically almost every new talent you don't see. The only new one that I was kind of happy that they actually used it right was Carmella. I don't like Carmella. She's not my type of gimmick. I don't like her gimmick, kind of, per se. It's a little too bossy, or I can't say the other word I want to say, but I'll just put bossy in there. The B word, we all know what that is. But
beautiful? You're right, she's very beautiful.
Well, yeah, duh. That's why, what's his face cheated with him.
Not going down that road.
No, but it's just, I just wish WWE would use more talent on Raw and SmackDown. And they just don't. And it's like whoever you predict to have a good year is most likely not going to have that good year. Because they usually, the last few years, they haven't surprised you with anybody new, really. Besides Carmella.
I mean, you can make some predictions. I predicted that when I first saw the Shield that Roman Reigns was going to be the one they're going to push.
You did say that. That was a good
point.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good pick.
Oh. I predicted that Roman Reigns was going to be champion for a long time, Everybody did. Screw
Oh.
you, leukemia.
Yeah.
We hope you leave.
He won't be back in wrestling, no.
We actually miss you a lot, buddy. Come on back, Roman.
I hope he comes back. I don't think he'll ever wrestle again, but if he does come back as like a manager, I would like to see that. But I just wish, to answer Steven's question, I didn't really predict anybody just because I knew they wouldn't do anything with anybody new. So I hope for this year, there's a change that they use more talent. So basically, anybody new for this year is my prediction.
Okay. So we go into the mailbag segment, our final segment.
Mailbag.
And I have a question. Oh, actually, what I was thinking about, we forgot to talk about smaller thing, but there was another technically Corey Reeves hasn't split up with his wife yet, but there was another split up with Seth Rollins and his, I don't know if it's girlfriend or wife, I'm assuming girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So far, it's been a pretty amicable split up.
Yeah.
She said, very nice words. It seems like it's no cheating or anything. It just feels like they parted ways. So, I guess tough times with them, but, sometimes you realize that it's better to be apart from people than together. So,
Girlfriend.
it's girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah, just to let you know, not to be mean or anything.
I thought it was his girlfriend, but I saw some of the people saying split up with his wife. But anyways,
Sarah.
beyond that,
How you say that? Sarah what? You might know how to say it. Alison Dario?
It is Sarah Alessandrelli.
So no bad terms, right?
no, it seemed like a pretty amicable split
Okay, cool.
from her tweet. I saw that earlier today. Also, I was thinking about a funny tweet from when I saw it from last night that said Carmella is alimony.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was pretty funny. Yeah.
I did see that, yeah.
Oh, but anyways, mailbag stuff.
That's a good play on words.
Yeah.
Anything in the mailbag,
Mailbag
sir?
stuff. Yes, if you were to go out, pick any wrestler, any wrestler that was or now is, and put yourself into a tag team together, who would it be and what would your tag team name be?
The Brian Kendrick, and we would be the just the dudes. We would steal the gimmick of the Big Lebowski, and we'd just be the dudes. We'd be very tranquilo. Or Sonata, because he seems like a really cool dude too.
But if you're with the dudes, can I be your manager and play John Goodman's character?
Yes. Yes.
Totally.
You're about to lose, and I whip out a gun. It's like, if I'm the only one who cares about the rules, to distract the others.
Don't think a gun. We'd have to workshop it a touch, but that would be great. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, I was like, that seems cheating. It's like, am I the only one who cares about the rules? Yeah, it works perfectly.
I'll go with, I guess Dean Ambrose. And what would our name be? I go with this a lot, but the Crazies.
The Crazies?
Yeah.
Yours?
Wait. Fringing on the Crazies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seems crazy enough.
And we would have we'd have a lady wrestler being crazy as our manager, messing with the ref a lot.
I will go with. I would go with the tag team with Kevin Owens.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
He'll come out with Celine Dion's songs. And as for names, terrible names and stuff. I don't know. I'm thinking somebody we would have similar body types, and I think that would just work out well. And I always like when wrestlers can look, like they go together. There's actually a funny story with
Like me and the Brian Kendrick.
there's actually a funny story with Paul Anderson. He apparently showed Goto some videos of Luke Gallows and to have him be like hired and stuff. And he was like, "Oh, you two look alike. We're gonna put you in a tag team together." And that's how they got put into a tag team.
Hey, hire this guy. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, totally hiring that
Both
guy.
bald with goatees, tag team.
Y'all are gonna be called the Good Brothers. We don't look that much alike. You look alike.
All you white people look alike to me. How about this question? If you're gonna start your own promotion, what would you call it?
The Smark Wrestling Alliance.
Well, that was my name, so
That was his.
I created that.
He did. Don't take it
It's
from him.
trademarked from me.
Thought we had a dual trademark right now.
No, that's not how it works.
But bollocks.
What do you go? It's like in like a real name. What would you go with? Do regional thing, country
Caging.
thing?
Caging. Yeah. Trying to think of something with Cajun. Something Cajun in there.
Cajun Wrestling Championship. I mean, pretty basic.
Crazy Cajun
Yeah.
wrestling. You like the crazy stuff, so crazy
Yeah.
Cajun wrestling. CC Dub.
CCW.
CC Dub. CC Dub.
That'll
CC
work.
Dub, yeah.
That'll work. Okay, I like this.
Another trademark.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's
Thank
why
you.
mine will be Trademark Wrestling Alliance.
There you go.
TWA. TWA.
And you just sit in the back and make all the names for the teams and
Yeah, we don't have to make any wrestling product because we just get royalty checks from all the other ones.
there you go.
Yes.
That's perfect.
Even though it's it's one word, I'd have PKW, and the man who is on the face of PKW is Johnny Impact, but he'd be Johnny Parkour. It'd be Parkour Wrestling, where all of our matches are in the streets.
I thought it was going to be a Earthbound reference.
I don't know.
They well, like when you use
that
magic,
reference.
it's called like PK Fire or PK Psychic. So it's like PK Wrestling. Yeah,
Yeah, it'd be parkour, and I feel like that'd be a lot of fun.
it'd be based out of France.
It'd be based out of
Oh, would it
any
be-
street that we can get away with.
Big pay-per-view inside the Eiffel Tower. It's jumping off of beams onto other beams. Trademark.
And I feel like my first tag team champions would be the Lucha Bros, and the Chasers would be the Young Bucks, and then the Johnny Impact as my main champion, and Kenny Omega as the Chaser.
Any more questions?
And then the Cruiserweight champion would be the Brian Kendrick. Paul London to chase. So that'd be a lot of fun. And the women's champion would be Sonya Deville, and the one to chase would be I saw recently this one woman who was just so super athletic. It was awesome. Who was that? I need to look that up. What the woman to chase would be Toni Storm. 'Cause I think they put on a good match together.
Yeah, I'd also think I may go with like a themed one. It's like it could be like Crazy Kai thing. Like I said in the past, one of my introductions to actual wrestling was Kaiju Big Battle. So it could be something like that. Where
I
it's
couldn't get into
all
Kaiju
character
Big
wise.
Battle. It was a bit too silly for me.
Yeah, well, dude, where it's all like character wise.
Weird itch in my ear. This is annoying.
So you wouldn't be able to get into a Kaiju Big Battle Cross Progress, which I think already happened. Yeah, this is a cross promotional show. But anyways, yeah, it wouldn't necessarily be monster stuff, but it could be just like ridiculous characters overall.
I think you could probably do a really good comedy-based wrestling. You still haven't seen any Martin Kirby matches yet?
No.
I'm going to show you a Martin Kirby match. I think you're going to like it. Yeah, one really big mailbag question I've been seeing floating around everywhere is who is your favorite wrestler who wasn't that really good at wrestling? So he's good at character, he's good at a bunch of other things, but his wrestling is very subpar.
Not to say necessarily subpar, but I would say Alexa Bliss is not the greatest in the ring, and much better as a character and mic skill wise. So I think that'd be kind of like the closest thing, because I'm not necessarily a big fan of people who are subpar in the ring.
Brock Lesnar.
So you like Brock Lesnar?
I like him in the ring a little bit. He just because of his last match at the Royal Rumble, he showed what he can be, what he can do. And I saw matches like way back when he was just starting out. He was a little bit better than now, like not caring. When he was caring, he was actually pretty good. His mic skills were never that good. But when you have a manager like Paul Heyman that can do everything for you, basically, besides fight your matches, yeah, I could take Brock Lesnar. Easy.
I feel like my answer is your answer, because usually in-ring work is more important to me than everything else. The other stuff is just added bonus. Which is why I like Adam Cole so much. Which is why I like Shawn Michaels when I was watching him.
And you can think maybe not at necessary levels, not to say that they're subpar, but maybe not at the high end levels. You can think Stone Cold after his neck injury, and he had to like take it down a lot. He still put on good matches and everything, but he's not necessarily the wrestling technician afterwards. It was mostly just brawling, but it was still good matches overall though. So that's why it's not something that I would say counts, unless you're just going with pure technician stuff.
I mean, right now in the past 5 years, Undertaker, watching his matches has been hard to get through, but he's just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. Controversial question. Do you think I saw this initially as a joke, but saying about we forgot to talk about Undertaker taking it's gonna be at Starrcast and stuff.
Yes.
But anyways, someone made a joke about how Undertaker was underutilized by WWE. You know, making a joke him going to AEW, but in reality, do you kind of feel like he was underutilized in some sense in a way? Undertaker, because of the fact that when you look back at a lot of his WrestleMania matches, they always paired him with big guys that he never meshed well with. He only ever meshed well with smaller guys.
John Cena.
So when he went against big guys like that, it never really worked out. So when you look back, a lot of his WrestleMania matches were not really that great because he wasn't put with the right opponent. So could you actually argue that he could have been much better if booked more properly and more to what he actually could have done?
You could say that about anybody.
I mean, if every WrestleMania he fought someone at the same size, because like I said, he seems to work better with smaller, the same size as Shawn Michaels to a Triple H, and he has that kind of caliber of matches all those years, I think his stock would be even somehow greater than it is today. I mean, it's pretty great right now, but I feel they still
I
underutilized him.
have always, when looking back on the career of Undertaker, I think he's only had 2 or 3 championship runs, and none of them were particularly long or dominating. And I feel like he could have been a champion to where he was just a dominant champion, just beating everybody with the championship belt. So, and I do believe he could have been like a 2-year champion, and people would have believed it and been on board throughout the whole run. So I honestly do think that even though it is a funny joke, yeah, WWE didn't use Mark Calloway to the potential in the Undertaker gimmick that he could have.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, even going with it, he's well respected now, but I don't feel people would put him in the same category as Stone Cold and The Rock, as even though they were there at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I think with this, he could have been put into that category. I mean, it seems like a missed opportunity to not have a WrestleMania versus Stone Cold or The Rock.
Yeah.
Or Bret Hart when he was there as well. It seems like there's a lot of missed opportunities that they could have done. A lot of storylines they could have skipped over.
Yeah, like Giant Gonzalez or Great Khali.
Or that entire time he was turned into the American Badass.
Mm-hmm.
That was an entire botch run. But it kind of an interesting thing when you think about it. It's like maybe he's very well known, very popular, well loved, but he could have even been even bigger if he was properly.
He could have probably been bigger than Hulk Hogan was in his heyday.
Yeah, he would have actually been he could have been the Hogan of the eras going further.
Without all the racism.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a big missed opportunity. But also, a lot of it does have to do with Mark Calloway himself, because after his first initial run as a champion, he was in a lot of interesting, for lack of a better word right now, storylines that maybe he was the one, because he's basically the head judge of Wrestler's Court.
I feel he was behind the American Badass thing. That's why they did that.
Oh yeah, totally. Because
still,
he's a huge hog guy.
You still have to come down and tell wrestlers that no, we're going with what's better for you instead of just what you want to do.
But I feel like a lot of it is 50-50 too. I feel like after a while, Mark Calloway, not so much just the American BA gimmick, but also maybe he didn't want that spot. If he did, and WWE just never gave it to him, that's a shame. But a lot of times it doesn't feel like he wanted that role of the new Hulk Hogan, not like Shawn Michaels did at a time or Bret Michaels did at a time. He never came across as the guy.
Bret Michaels.
Bret Hart. Oh no. Bret Michaels is a great singer though.
What?
That is true.
Name which 80s hair metal band you want to be in wrestling.
But Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels, they came across as, oh, we want to be the next big thing. We want to be this generation's Hulk Hogan. Undertaker, maybe at a time, wanted that, but for the most part, he never came across as that was his goal. If that was his goal, heck, who knows where he'd be right now.
Pasta Taker.
He'd make a killer rositi. I don't think that's pasta.
I'm gonna put you down like a lasagna. Don't know what that means, but
You don't know what that means, okay.
Well, anyways, anyone else have any other questions, or are we gonna wrap it up?
Yeah, no other questions in the mailbag this week. Yeah, that was an interesting episode today, for lack of a better word.
We can get the sign off.
Yeah, let's sign off. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what we do, please give us those sexy likes.
And the unsexy ones.
And then share to all of your friends.
And enemies.
After you do that, I lost it for a second. Drat.
Hit the notification bell.
No, after you do that, after you share, make sure you do something even more important, which is give us that subscribe, so that way you are a part of the Smarky family. And then hit the notification bell
So you know
because
when we go live for all WWE and most non-WWE pay-per-views, and we go live on Sundays at 1 p.m. Central Time.
yes, yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. Tell us what you thought about everything we talked about down in the comment section below, and then follow me on Twitter at IsaJ_STP.
Follow me on Twitter at Liam_SWA.
And follow me at DJC_SEL.
Yeah, we'll be right back really soon to give our predictions for the Elimination Chamber. And then we'll be going live for our reactions to the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. It's going to be a lot of fun, everybody. Fingers crossed, at least. Until next time, it will be awesome.
SEL,
Say goodbye.
SEL, that was another one of my trademarks. And this is also a trademark, the whole fist bump thing.